Okay, this is a continuation of preparing or prepping my fall garden. And this is first thing in the morning. We had some rain last night, so things are a little wet. Gonna grab some sheep manure and head over to the garden to start installing it. Also noticed that yesterday afternoon I got some more mulch, so I'm going to have to go ahead and spread that. But let me head over to the garden. Got to move my camera. Okay, I'm going to try to use up the remainder of my sheep manure compost. Going to finish up in the back, work my way forward, do as many as I can before I run out. Whenever I see a weed root, I take it out, even when I'm back there raking. You could probably see the smoke coming off the steam. When I touch this, it's still hot. It's probably right around 140 degrees because it's still breaking down. But that's okay, because once I put it on the beds, the sun will hit it. All that will dissipate. It only steams and gets hot when it's piled high. Okay, let me say that in the beginning when I was designing this, when I put up the trellises, since I've been gardening most of my life, I designed all my trellises so I could reach under, because if they were all the way to the ground, I wouldn't be able to work in the beds easily or plant under them. And this is what I mean. If I need to rake, I can rake from that end to this end, or from the inside, I could pull it in and work under. There's a lot of space, it's like 18 inches, and that really helps. Over there in the walkway, I started with 12 inches, now there's probably 7 inches available. And I could always raise those trellises up as the ground goes up, as I could raise these up. But it's important to have this so you have airflow, you cut the leaves off your tomato plants. But if you work your garden a lot, if this is all the way down, I'd be right out here and I'd have to go on the inside and work that area. But now I can reach all the way under and level this off nicely. So it's really important to have space underneath. Go. Not to mention having a gorilla cart that dumps. Hopefully that's in the video. That gorilla cart is a must-have in a garden. As you can see, these are heavy loads. That's a 66-inch bucket. When I pull up the compost, I flick it back and forth to level it off, so when I shovel it out, it all don't fall over. But just a level bucket fills that up. So that's a big cart. And then when I pull it in, and to be able to dump it, I don't have to shovel it all out. Saves time. Okay, and another thing, this tool right here is good for dragging the compost out of the cart and down. And then of course this here is good for raking it level. It's good to have the proper tools. I'll put those down in the description. Okay, it's another bed down. Let me go get another load and I'll do that one. And then what do I have left? I got 1, 2, 3 left. But I'll do that one and then that one next. Leave those front 2 to last. Hopefully I got enough to do them. Unbelievable how hot it is first thing in the morning. High humidity, high. I am soaking wet. It's already in the 90s and going up. But I got to get this done. I want the rain, like what we had last night, to wash in all the nutrients that are in all the sheep manure, to get down in there in the compost. So it's got till September to do that. We're in July now, the end of July. August is coming up in a couple days. So a month and 2 weeks. Oh. Okay. Whew. It's another bed down. I'm going to do this one next, and that's everything except the first two. So with that said, let me get in the load. Boy, that sun is strong. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Got 2 more to go. That sun is bright. Anyways, I could probably wring a gallon of water out from my clothes right now. My socks and my boots, my feet are soggy. Amazing. But in either case, I'm going to go ahead and grab another load. Okay, I can only do half of this one because of the plants. I gotta get my skinny rake to rake it around. It's gonna take longer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and fill the other one over there first. Okay, I had enough for all 12 beds, and it looks like there's about one more load there. And when I get to doing the front of that, I'll grab that load and I'll level on that side and get it all nice. But for now, I'm done for today. I'm going to do a walkthrough and show you what my plans are for the trellises. Okay, I finished with the sheep manure on the beds, but I want to do something a little different. I want to add some more shade cloth, so I'm going to figure out a way to do it to where all the beds could have some shade. I like this first bed to be open like that, although I'm going to add some shade cloth on it because I'm going to keep these eggplants. My second row, I like it to be tomato plants with the shade cloth, so I'm going to leave that. Now my third row over here, I have this as a row crop, and this is a tomato trellis. I'm going to take the trellises off and move it over to the next bed. So I'm going to have this tomatoes and that tomatoes, which means I'm going to have to remove this trellis and remove this trellis and leave that row crop. And I'm going to go ahead and put the tomato trellises on the end. And the reason why I'm going to go ahead and do that is so I have tomatoes, row crop, tomatoes, row crop, tomatoes, row crop. And since this is going to be the shade cloth on the tomatoes like that, and this one bare, I should be able to go from this one to the top of this T-post and over to this one and run shade cloth all across the top. If I leave the whole thing open like that, it'd be hard to really run the shade cloth. So I'm going to have to go ahead and get some more T-post. I'm going to try to utilize the T-posts that I have in the ground already. I'm just going to move the cattle panels. So I'll go get some more cattle panels, and I'll go ahead and get some more T-posts. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to go ahead and work on that. I think I got an idea of how it'll work out with some piping. Anyways, it's going to take a little bit of thinking, a little bit of thought, and I'll come up with a nice creative idea on all that. Whatever I do, it should be good, but I want it to be usable. I want it to be easy. I want it to be usable. And most of all, I want the crops to do good with some shade. So a little new design in here would be good. So here you go. I went ahead and did sheep manure. You can see it like that. It stands out really good. And I went ahead and did the mulching. All of my arches got my irrigation over them right now. I'll take them down. The arches are going to stay. I'm going to take down the irrigation and spread them out. But they're going to stay up there until I'm ready to plant. I left a couple eggplants in there because they're producing, and I could use a couple more eggplant. If you look back a couple of weeks, I cut these all the way down, and if you look, they got blossoms on them. They're bearing fruit. All these blossomed, and they got eggplants growing on them. So eggplants, if you look, they grow all summer long. But I feel that they'll do better with some shade on them. So I'm going to try to make some shade areas in here. I'd like to have it 100% shade. So anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to go ahead and go get some pipe over there and try to lay it out and see how it fits best. Hope you enjoyed.